About to take a little ride, hopefully, without being hassled by the man. In honor of reaching my first 100 miles on my Begode Master, also known as the Black Adder, I decided to take him out to the Wetlands Trail area in Henderson, Nevada for a fun, leisurely ride. It was 50 degrees and cloudy today, January 25th, when I left the house around 8 a.m. And my first stop was at Begode Trailhead, where I enjoyed looking at the waterfowl and the water rushing by. There was a neat slope there, and I saw one of the geese in there take a slide down it. It looked like he was just doing it for fun. It was really cool. After walking around that area a little bit, I donned all my safety gear, and then I hopped on the Black Adder, and I took off in the seated riding position. One accessory I bought was the Clark Pads seat. I thought I would like the extra height afforded and the extra padding and protection. And I do like it a lot, but my butt does slide quite a bit. And I thought maybe the material shouldn't have been so slick. So the last thing I did yesterday, I just added some of my edge guard padding to the seat. And that seems to be helping. I may have to put some more on there as well. I wish the Begodes came with a decent owner's manual. It comes with the spec sheets for all their models, and they label that the owner's manual. So luckily, though, you can find almost anything you want to know from other YouTubers. I've done that quite a bit, searching for topics and such. But after 100 miles, I do still get the wobbles, especially as I slow from between, say, 20 miles per hour to around 16 miles per hour. I notice I do not get the wobbles, though, while riding in the seated position. And I haven't crashed because of wobbles, and I usually get out of them quickly by either carving or a continuation of the decrease in speed. I hope they go away naturally as my body gets used to and becomes one with the wheel. I've heard that may be something that happens. Somehow your body, I think, just starts to realize what to do to negate the effects of the wobble as they start. But yesterday, I went to my favorite trail with switchbacks here in Henderson, and I've always had to put a foot down or run off the trail a few times on the way up. There's some tight switchbacks, and this time, though, I decided to see how fast I could ride it up the trail. And I made it all the way to the top without putting a foot down or running off the trail. It was the best in control ride or ascent that I've had so far on there. I think it was a combination of my skill increasing, getting more familiar with the wheel, and giving myself a little pressure by timing the climb. I look forward to doing it again and keeping track of the times. So far, I have not bought aftermarket power pads, though it seems everyone recommends them. Maybe they would help me trying to make riding backwards on the Master a thing. Left the Bluetooth music in the Jeep, just hoping to enjoy some solitude. Wow, look at the pretty mountains. So far, I can ride backwards all day long on my Kingsong 14M, also known as Mr. Bean, but I'm still unsuccessful riding backwards on the Master, though I have not invested serious time or dedicated any sessions yet to learning backward riding on the Master. I can say I am happy with my overall progress so far. I feel confident enough with my smooth starts and stops and control of the Black Adder to ride on streets, but I know there is still vast improvement to be had. Let's check this view out. Nice. I could think of worse ways of spending a day off. It will be interesting to gauge my skill levels at the 200 and 300 mark, and so on. Also, I haven't used the speed the Black Adder has. So far, I believe I have only hit 30 miles per hour once, Most of my cruising has been between 18 and 23 miles per hour so far. I haven't seen any other EUCs around Henderson since I started riding, and that concerns me. My local Facebook group is pretty quiet for a big city. Mostly it consists of a guy hawking his homemade power pads. I was hoping to get some good information off of Facebook, but for my local groups, but nothing yet. And I'd like to see some group rides out there, so soon I'll have to be the one to advertise some of those. I'd like to ride in a small group at some point, once I know I'm not a hazard to anyone else. Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And safety gear. One thing that I bought after learning to ride backward and falling a lot on my Mr. Bean, my King Song, one thing I bought was the padded shorts, and I wear those almost every time I ride now, and I like having that extra protection. And I always wear, on the Blackadder, I always wear a motorcycle helmet, body armor, knee pads, wrist guards, and boots. I haven't crashed yet, but you never know if or when it will happen. I have crashed plenty of times on my King Song 14M Mr. Bean, and that was my intention of buying that one first to use it as my learning electric unicycle. So all of my face plants have happened while riding it, and luckily, knock on wood, that hasn't happened in quite a while. If I were home every day, I would try to ride every day, but as it is, I believe I've ridden at least a little bit every day that I am in town. And for me, learning to ride seated on the Blackadder was about as hard as learning how to ride backward on Mr. Bean. I'm still not as comfortable and confident as I need to be in taking and switching between standing and sitting while in motion. So like today, all I did, I came to a stop before I decided to switch positions each time. So I can do it, but I feel like I've got to go, okay, let's do it. Let's get ready and let's do it. It's not just natural and second nature yet. Well, I highly recommend this trail for riding the EUC on. It's not too crowded, a few pedestrians, a few bicycles I've seen out here. And I saw a coyote. I almost ran across the road, but it saw another vehicle coming toward it, so it made a U-turn and went back into the shrubs. But the sound of the water behind me, and you just parallel the wash all the way on the trail. You cross a bridge and then you go the other direction on the north side of it. Really nice out here. Very pleasant way to spend a January afternoon. So all you folks living up north and back east in the cold wintry weather, come on out to Las Vegas. Spend some money in my town, and maybe you'll get lucky, make some money, take it home with you, maybe. And then come out here and enjoy some of these trails. I used to vacation here from Chicago, and not because I was a gambler, but because I enjoyed like being close to Zion, Bryce, Death Valley. By flying into Vegas, I would rent a car and then drive to all these wonderful natural spots. Even the local stuff like Valley of Fire State Park, Red Rock National Conservation Area, and Mount Charleston area. What great ways to spend your time and not too much money than staying in casinos on the Strip. And we'll see where we're at in the next 100 miles. Thank you for watching this.